and then pass to true because now this is an update. So that does the, yeah, that's all we need. So yeah. And then new parm labels dot push parm str. I think that's all we really need to do. So for base, for X, and for SP. So how did I structure those down here though? Yeah, E is 2. And S is 3. Let's change this to 1. Change this to new E parms. And new S parms. And change this to 3. Or 2. So whatever params are in these, oops, let's also put these here. So whatever changes are there, if this is not equal 0. Only if it doesn't equal 0. Okay, so that builds our parameter list. We don't need any of these. We might even want to do something like this up on the other section later on. So now, back down here, don't need these either. So we're just going to go on, this is going to be based on the new parm label instead of labels. We're still going to do it in chunks of 4. So now, so we draw the text down here. Oh, we don't need I2. Do we need I2? We don't need I2 anymore with this method, so that's good. Get rid of all that complexity we don't need. Alright, so so I'll have X is 2 and then var Y multi equals 6. Or what we could do is say y1 equals So now what we do is, all we have to do is change the value of, well actually, damn, true. So this will we'll have to reset Y1 every 4 as well. So you can, or no, every 1, that's right. It's every single one because, or no, every 4. 4 of these equals 1 line. I was right the first time. So X goes back to 2, then we increase YM. Okay, so now on this. So we're on labels. So this is going to be crap. We do still need I2, actually. Because I1's going to be needed to iterate through the list now, so we need I2 to keep track of the rows. So in this we're going to say new param labels dot I1 let's do it this way. Again, so that we can just keep this kind of cut down a bit. And then we have to update X. So X plus equals this dot text width label plus 15, was it? Yeah. So then reset X to 2, increase the multiplier by 1, re-evaluate the Y1 expression there with the new YM, and reset I2 to 0. And let's check the place of all of this. Now, traits. That's another interesting sticky wicket. So for traits, what we want to do is similar to what we're doing with this. We only want to show it if we're adding it new or if it's being updated, if the value is being updated. So let's make a note here. So how we want to do this. So only show a trait under 2 conditions. First, if the trait is new, show everything, show the trait. Everything on all text green. Second, if the trait exists, but the chance is being changed. Then show the trait, only chance text green. Or red, I guess I should say. Green, red. That one's only green, but this can be green or red if you're reducing it for whatever reason. Maybe, maybe you are reducing it because you're adding in another trait that's kind of powerful as well. So we need to handle this now. So we've already got our list of traits up here that we built from before. Those are the existing traits. And we have our new list of traits here, which are built pretty much the same way. So traits, this dot weapon level is going to pull all the trait records that we create for it. So we should be able just to compare the two groups together, because I think they're basically the exact same data. So they should be compatible to compare against. So we are going to start with this. We're going to do a double loop. So for their NTID in new traits. So now if traits or new traits. So if the code is the same and if traits TID dot data ID so specifically though, this section here for the traits is for states, I mean, pretty much. There are other traits as well, but in this case, traits is going to mean states. I guess in the future we could add in the other traits as well that are not parameter traits. The problem is, though, is you have a whole bunch of those, you're going to run off the edge of the screen with this, because it's more easy to put too many traits in, if to display too many traits if you have you know, a whole bunch of other types for tracking as well. Of course, it also depends on well, even if it's I think the resolution is always the same whether it's full or full screen or not. So so there's the traits. Data ID equals new traits NT ID. So if the code and the data IDs are the same, then it's already in there. Let's also add a bool up here. There does B trait doesn't exist, or B trait exists. False. So if it does exist, maybe we're going about this backwards. I think we are. We want to go the other way. And I'll explain why in a second. So what we're doing here is we want to cycle through the new traits and see if a trait already exists. Now, if we were going through the other way, that would be fine, except the way that I want to do this is if it doesn't exist, I want to have the new trait data available to me outside of the inner for loop, because that way if we go through the for loop and by the time it exits it and we say the trait doesn't exist, then all we do is just build the display line based on the data from the new traits. If it does exist, then we have to use the inner section to do a different type of building so that we can have the additional, we can have the old value plus the new value on the chance. So so what we want to do now is and of course we need to do all this stuff as well, the X and Y's and things. So we have X contents width. So that's our placement on the X axis. That doesn't change. So that should go outside of this. And we have Y1, which we're setting to 0 to start with. Okay. So we're not using a iterative for loop anymore, so this won't work. So the main problem was that we had to be able to add this onto the next line, not the first one, in order to get the spacing. Otherwise it just pushes everything down. So you have to have like a starting line for the Y1. So I think we'll do like we did with the other one. So we'll have a var ym1, which will equal 6 for now. Well, 6, yeah, 7. Or no, 6, yeah, because it's plus 0. And then we'll have a var ym2, which is going to be 5 times I1, so it starts on 5. And then we're going to have the Y1, which we're going to build out using this. So I1 equals this times ym1, and that plus ym2. I also want to put these out here. All right, let's initialize them. So in here now, tr icon, name, and chance. So chance, these two are going to be just what they are. Now this one is going to be what's existing plus the new. So 100 times new and also truncating it. Okay, then, so we have that, then we need to do this. So how do we draw just a portion of it as green? I guess we have to do everything green. We can't just do one section of it unless we do the, oh no, yeah, we can, never mind. It's all, right, duh. I'm thinking that was all that was there. No, it's got all this too. So, on the chance one here, we want to change, so set this dot set text color, no, change text, change color, text color, dot contents. What is the text color change? Crap. This dot change text color, yeah. This wasn't showing up in the list for whatever reason. And then it's hex code, I think. Or can you use also, let me see. Contents, color, text color. Let me look if we can use a declared color, or if we have to use the hex color. PG maker V. So this dot text color 1. Can we use that? I think that's in window. It might be in core though. It doesn't show what the colors are. This dot text color. I think we just need it. We'll just do the thing. I'll just have to go find the hex code for green. Let's see, HTML color hex codes. HTML color codes. So somewhere in a green kind of fashion here, or red. So OFA 908. Or 0FA, I guess, technically. And then this dot reset text. Okay, and I'll just do that. And now on this, we want to so on here, then we want to once we've created something, we want to ym1 plus plus ym2 plus plus and then y1 equals, basically call this again. And then reset x. And then we want to set b trait exists equals true. Now, if it doesn't exist, then we want to create it. So pretty much the same way. So we want to move the change text color above this. And instead of being this, we only want that. And we'll need to use the new traits here. Again, this is assuming a state trait. And that should get reset. Yeah, this gets set to false every time, so we don't need to change it to false. There. Actually, no, that doesn't need to be there. These need to come out. Okay. So, in theory, that's all that we should need to do. Again, that's theory. So to test this, what we're going to do is we're just going to swap out, for the moment, this to this. So we can go in here and see what it looks like without having to have the rest of the level scene actually made yet. Okay, we got actually token else 255 or 522 rather. 522. Oh, because okay. I guess that makes sense. We wiped out the blew away the curly brace, the closing curly brace. It's like, wherefore art thou from? You else. Alright, so yeah, new params not defined.